Good morning, everyone. In the last class, we have already completed the type of structural isomerism. One of the type of structural isomerism, that is chain isomerism. So I repeat, chain means they must and should have same molecular formula, but if they differ in their chain formation, I mean, see here in the chain there are 5 carbon atoms, but in this chain one we can see only 4 carbon atoms. If such a difference is there in particularly in the chain, then those are called as chain isomerisms, right? So we will move to the second type of structural isomerism, that is position isomerism. So second one, position isomerism. So position isomerism is nothing but again same molecular formula, but they differ in position of, this is very important, position of functional group or substituent group, right? So till here you can understand same molecular formula. It is now for you it is very easy, but now from here they differ, they must and should differ in their what, in their functional group or substituent group. Functional group means these are the groups which gives a identification to the organic compound. That means when we can say aldehyde, alcohol, right? So these functional group will give the identification to the organic compounds during the classes. In the in the syllabus, when we start the syllabus, when we see what are functional groups, but for now extent you just understand what are what are functional groups are nothing but they give the identification to the particular compound if they are attached. There are many number of functional groups are there in our organic chemistry. We will see during the classes. So for now, you just understand they give just the identification. So by writing one example, one we can come to know what are position isomerisms, right? So CH3, CHOH, CH2, CH3. One example. You can take till 5th carbon so that it will be very easy. So this is the first case. You must and should write two examples. Then only one we can make the differences. Otherwise, we could not make any differences. CH3, CH2, CH2, OH, CHOH, CH2, CH3. So now the first priority to count the number of carbon and the hydrogen and O. O is extra here now in this case. So that's why we need to count the oxygen also. That means each and everything present in our compound we have to count. That is nothing but the molecular formula. That means the total number. So first you count the carbon atoms as usual. 1, 2, 3, right? 4 and 5. C5. Now count the hydrogens. 3, 4. Now I am counting this also. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 3, 12. H12. And sorry, one is oxygen. One oxygen. Now count this. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Carbon are same. Okay. Now count the hydrogen. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 2, 9. 9 plus 3, 12. H12, and how many oxygens? Again 1. That means whatever I have written the example, that is correct for isomerism. First case we have completed. Now our formula is same, that means molecular formula is same now. After, if the molecular formula is same, means it is isomerism, that is for sure. Now what we need to do is we have to check the difference is correct or not. See, this I can say, I mean OH, I can say this OH has a functional group. OH has as a functional group. Right? See, now I will give numbering, right? So see, in first case, number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the same number you give 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you check or try to make a difference in first and second compound. What I said, OH are functional groups or substituent groups, we can say. That means added group, extra added group. So now in first case, OH is at which position? Second position. See, very clearly you can see now here. In first case, the OH is directly linked with second carbon atom. Right? This is the number 1 case. See, I will write clearly so that you can understand very easily. So in first example, our position of OH is at 2. That means functional group. OH is functional group at second position, or you can say second carbon, right? Or OH is at second carbon in first case. What about second case? I mean, in second example, see, our OH, I mean functional group position. Functional group position is at third carbon, right? So in definition, what we said, the compound having same molecular formula, if they differ in their position of functional group, then those are called as functional isomerisms, right? Clear? So see, when we can see the different positions, right? So in first case, even though we are having the same molecular formula, but the position of attaching or attacking the functional group is different. In this case, we have our OH at second position of second carbon atom, and here in second case we have our OH, our functional group, at the third carbon atom. So if such difference is there in the position of functional group, then those are called as functional position isomerisms, right? So coming to third type of isomerism, that is functional isomerism. So again the same definition, same molecular formula, the compound have same molecular formula. Compound have same molecular formula, but if they differ in their functional group, then those type of isomerisms are called as functional isomerisms. So don't get confused. In position isomerism, position of functional group, but here they must and should have same molecular formula, but the attacking functional group, if we see the complete compound, then there must be a different functional group, right? So after writing example 1, you can come to know. See, I will write one example, CH3 CH2 C double bond OH. Okay. Now one more example. This you can call as number 1, and in second CH3 C double bond O CH3. So you first check whether our compound is isomerism or not. I mean, they have same molecular formula or not. So count the number of, here there is again oxygen, so that's why we need to calculate oxygen also, or count oxygen. So 1, 2, 3 carbons are 3 in first case. How many hydrogens? 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 1, 6. C3H6O is 1. This is the case of first. And next, this is the molecular formula of first. And then in second case, how many carbon atoms? 3 carbon atoms. Now count hydrogens. 3 plus 3, 6. Very simple. H6. And how many oxygen? 1 oxygen. Right? See, they have same molecular formula. That means they are the isomerisms. That means what all we wrote as an example, that is correct. Right? So if they are having same molecular formula but differ in their functional group, see, they have same molecular formula, but here the totally this compound, that means the first compound, what we can call as a aldehyde. Later I already said you, that means functional group we will go later during the offline classes, right? If I start that now, then it will be very confusing for you people. So that's why better start during the offline classes. So now for now extent you can say, see, I will just explain you. Whenever there is a this is called a carbonyl compound. That means C double bond O is called as carbonyl compound. Around C double bond O, if a alkyl group and a hydrogen group, right? One side there is alkyl group C, right? Alkyl means one hydrogen less. C2H5, C 1, 2, C2. How many H? 3 plus 2, 5H. So that means it become a alkyl group, right? Right? So alkyl, there must be one side. That means around this carbonyl compound, I mean carbonyl, carbonyl oxygen, one side should be presence of, that means if we call this as a aldehyde, that means it must and should have some conditions that around this carbonyl carbon, if one is alkyl group and other side is hydrogen, then those compounds are called as aldehydes. Right? This is also a carbonyl carbon. If both the sides are alkyl groups are present around the carbonyl carbon, then it is called a ketone. Right? See the difference. I repeat. Aldehyde means one side should be a alkyl group and one side there must be a hydrogen. Then those compounds are called as aldehydes. Right? And now, if both the sides, I mean around the carbonyl carbon, both are what? Alkyl groups, then those are called as ketones. Simple. What I said, same molecular, they must and should have same molecular formula, but if they differ in their functional group, right? If they see, even though they are having same molecular formula, but they are having a huge difference in their what? Functional groups. One is aldehyde functional group and other one is the ketone. So that's why this type of isomerisms are called as functional isomerisms. They must and should have a same molecular formula, but they must and should differ in their what? Functional groups. So such compounds are called as functional isomerisms. Right? So the last type of structural isomerism is metamerism. This is the fourth, I can say, fourth type of structural isomerism. So these are again, they have same molecular formula. If they differ in their alkyl group attached to the functional group, if they differ in their alkyl group attached to functional. See, I am not explaining about alkyl group. Why? Because I have took one detailed class about alkyl. Alkyl means they can be represented with the, they are represented with the R group, and R is nothing but CH3, right? C2H5. That's why during that class I said alkyl and halogens are very important, right? So that means more very oftenly in each and every class of organic chemistry we use alkyl or halogens, right? So that's why we must and should know what are alkyls. So in last class only, I mean, I have explained in detail about the alkyl groups, so don't forget. So that means we have to carry our basic with each and every class of basic, right? Then only we can come to, or we can try to understand the coming classes. Otherwise, the organic will be very difficult, right? So they have same molecular formula but differ in what the alkyl group attached to the functional group. See, I will write example, then only you can very easily come to CH3, CH2, C double bond O, CH2, CH3. One example. So now you can write this CH3, C double bond O, CH2, CH2, CH3. I don't know whether it is correct or not. We will check whether it is isomerism or not. So to call it as isomerism, then we must these two compounds must and should have same molecular formula, right? So I don't know whether it is correct or wrong. So we will check it out. So first you count again the same thing, carbon atoms. So how many carbon? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 carbon. How many hydrogens? 3. 3 plus 2, 5. 3 plus 2, 5. That means 10. And what about oxygen? Oxygen is 1. So this is the molecular formula of first example. Coming to the second example, check it out. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, C5. Now count the number of hydrogens. 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 3, 10. 10. And how many oxygen? 1 oxygen. So dear students, now here what I have wrote in the example is isomerism, right? So that means they are having same molecular formula. One condition is obeyed. Now the next condition is they must and should have difference in their alkyl group attached to functional group. First of all, let me explain. In these two compounds, these are the functional groups, right? Carbonyl group I said, right? So C double bond O is nothing but carbonyl, carbon or carbonyl oxygen, or overall one we can say is carbonyl compound, right? See, this in this case, in the first case, this carbonyl, that means this becomes a carbonyl, functional group. Carbonyl compound becomes a functional group. So you just see, in first case, it is not working. So in first case, these are the alkyl groups, correct or no? See, C2H5, that means alkyl group, right? C2H5, one hydrogen less than the alkane. Those are called as alkyl groups. So here C2H5, C2H5 alkyl groups are attached to what? Functional group. They must have differ in their alkyl groups. What is the alkyl group? C2H5 in this case. But here, very different. C3H7, C 1, 2, 3, 3C plus 3 plus 2, 2 plus 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7. That means C3H7, here what? C2H5. The functional group is same, but alkyl groups are different. That's what we require here, right? So here the attached alkyl group is C2H5, but here C3H7 and CH3. Different or not? If I compare this first compound with second compound, then there will be a big difference, right? Here in this case, R group is C2H5, but in this case, that means alkyl group, right? Alkyl group is C3H7, right? So that means this type of compounds are called as metamerisms. They have different attachment. This is the functional group. I repeat again. It is a bit confusing, right? With respect to functional group, here in this first case, C2H5 is attached as a what? Alkyl group. But in second case, C3H7 is attached as a alkyl group to what? To the functional group. So such examples are called as metamerisms. So this is all about today's class. During the next class, we'll study about the stereoisomerisms. Thank you.